Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now time for the end of the month report from our host with Shenanigans statements of the Statesman. And now here is the Statesman of Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Episode number 1818 of the show, and this is the Shenanigans Statesman of the Statesman, number 14, episode 14 of it. As you know, I usually do, for Shenanigans Statesman of the Statesman, when it's something important like a tribute to somebody and all that. This is a special tribute once again. Part 2 of this tribute to a friend. And before we get to that, got something today, and I showed it up on Chilling with Jordy's stream. If you want to check that out, we should celebrate. This is my first time shopping on Etsy, and and one of the first items just came in from Etsy, the Saturday Supercade T-shirt. And if you don't know what Saturday Supercade is, I'm going to put it over so I'll show you. It's an 80s cartoon show on CBS every Saturday morning where video games are so popular, they decided to transform some characters into video games. You got, starting here, Space Ace. You got Donkey Kong with Pauline. There's Mario right there. Cubert and Kangaroo. And then you got Pitfall. And then you got Donkey Kong Jr. Somebody made this on Etsy, and I got it as a gift. I bought it. It was the shirt that I wanted. Big fan of the shirt. Big fan of the show. Right now I'm wearing my NTV remote control shirt. Today was a somber day. It was a solemn occasion. But not only that, though, but it was a great day. It was a wonderful day, and I'll tell you why. We celebrated the life of our church matriarch. Back in 1984, a church in East Freetown was founded by a couple, Antonio and Beverly Rezendes. They became pastors of our church, pastors of the Church of the New Testament. And for 40 years, this church stood the test of time, thanks to this great couple who had a passion for the Lord. Then in 2003, they changed the name from Church of the New Testament to New Seasons Worship Center when the associate pastors took over as senior pastors, Reverends David and Joanne Lima. Then when they took over the church, they changed the name in 2003. This was a huge, this was a big deal because I took the day off today, as you know. I've worked and I made a deal with my boss, who eventually is the brother of one of the people that used to go to our church, Carolyn Weathers. And he knew about Reverend Beverly Rezendes, and also I made a deal with my boss. I said, listen, I was going to request that I would work earlier hours so I can get out and then get to the church before the service starts. But my boss says, hey, why don't you take the day off? So I said, okay, I'll take the day off on one condition. I want to make sure those 4 hours are covered. So I want to work till 11 o'clock on 4 of the 5 weekdays. So I was going to go Monday to Thursday, 6 to 11. But instead, he decided to put 6 to 11 this past Tuesday, till yesterday, Friday. So it was fair. It was a good deal. We did that. And on the days of all the days I have off, Santa Claus came to the mall today. And so when I got to the church, you know, I know family has not arrived yet and everything else. So I was like, okay, we're the first ones here. And so I was one of the first ones here. Now, I decided not to take a seat because I want to make sure everybody... I want to that the guests be seated first. That's what... If I'm part of a church that's a host church, we know a lot of people are going to be there. So I figured, don't be disrespectful. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I want to make sure that all the guests to come will be there first, you know. And but got to see a lot of old friends. Now, here's the cool part about this memorial service that we had. The best part is, you know, it's like you run into people you have not seen in years. I mean, seriously. You have not seen in years. And my friend Bob Ferreira ended up live streaming the memorial service, which they said it was like 30 people watching it. So it was like a lot of people were, a lot of eyes were on people that weren't able to make it. A lot of friends I have not seen in years ended up showing up. Man, I can list off the people that were there, and it both blows my mind, including people that were associated with our church for years. Now, I have not seen, you know, people like Pastor Gilly Galaza, you know, Pastor Dale Weathers, the Brittos were there, Sister Joyce Davis was there. I mean, we're talking a lot of people that were there, and it's just, it was mind-blowing to say the least. And and there were friends that used to go to our church for years, just a whole list of people that I have not seen in years ends up showing up, and just to go up to them, or them come up to me, give them a hug, says, good to see you, how are you doing? Got to catch up with a few people. And what blows my mind is, it just blew my mind. I cannot stop talking about this. This was possibly one of the best days. I had a feeling that, I posted this on my Facebook, I had a hunch that this might be one of the biggest days I probably will never, ever forget. And I was right. I was totally right. I had a lot of people, you know, saying, hello, how are you doing? And it's great seeing you, Eric. I told them what was happening to me. New room, new car, everything else. Got to talk to Matt Rezendes, the son of Beverly Rezendes, whom I've known for years since he was a teenager. I was a little kid at the time. And it was a blessing to see him. You know, people like my good Ray Zimberlin. You know, it's just, you know, Eddie Ahasi. You know, people like the Eckharts, the Guns. Not Billy Gunn, not Bart Gunn, not Austin and Colton Gunn. No, Pastors Skip and Diane Gunn from Springfield. Good people. The Peabodys were there. You know, Matt and Lisa Marie Winker was there, and I got to tell her a story about how Rev Bev got me into the music ministry. And what amazes me about this is that the amount of a lot of people that were there, old friends that knew Rev Bev. The church service, I was mind just blown. I was like, boom, you know. One of my Paul and Isabel Costa were there. Their son Marco was there. Marco is 40 years old. I said, kid, you don't look it. You know what I mean? That's how amazes me. It's like everybody like knew Marco when he was like knee high or a grasshopper or something like that. And the kid's like tall. He's married and like he said he's 40 years old. He don't look it, you know. Well, he said, oh, my shoulder's been hurting. Yeah, you kind of feel it, though. He says he's been golfing too much. That's the thing. Anyways, got to tell everybody about me having a new car, you know. One of my buddies told, you need a car wash. Car wash, but it's going to get crapped on again. Hopefully some rain will probably wipe that all out. To say the least, though, I had a wonderful time. We went to Century House afterwards for the repast and everything else. And the last time I went to Century House was my cousin Tiffany's wedding reception back in 2018, I do believe. And they ended up winning. Red Sox ended up winning the World Series that year. But might I digress? It was a wonderful time with catching up with old friends. Catching up with old friends, and it was a. Red Bev would have loved this. She would have loved this. She would be smiling, but she would, like I said, went up to Lisa Marie, her daughter. He said, "You look good. You look sharp." And I go, "Well, I have to look sharp. Red Bev will be on my case if I don't." She joked about, and I did tell her, and she says, "Thank you for telling me that." And so it was like, and I told them about, because not a lot of them heard my story, unless I shared it on YouTube, about, me joining the music ministry, and that was a big thing, that was a big deal, and just, been having a lot of fun. So it is mind-blowing that a lot of people, the church filled out. I mean, then a lot of people showed up for the repast or the dinner. We had, scrambled egg sausage, and a little bit of, chicken pasta, and all that on the side, a little brunch, a little mixture. Ended up, with some orange juice on the side for lunch. And I haven't eaten supper yet. I'm probably going to get supper soon. But what blows my mind is this. Again, I just cannot get over the fact of how many old friends that I ran into that day, today, at the church, and get to catch up with a lot of them, and give them hugs. Heck, you know how old I am. I know I'm old. One of my friends, his daughter, got married and now is pregnant. How crazy is that? I'm like, I look at my good friend Jason Esposito. I'm like, Jason. And I look at his daughter Trinity. I said, Trin, your father as a grandfather, I can't picture that at all. I cannot picture that at all. And she goes, it's going to be 10 times more. I know. So, congratulations to Jason and Tammy Esposito. They're going to be grandparents at their very young age. They still look young to me. Jason and Tammy Esposito, you guys, you watching this? You're too young to be grandparents, but you know what, though? Seriously, congratulations, man. To Trinity and her husband, Kyle, congratulations to you guys. You guys are awesome, let me tell you. And it blows my mind. I know they always like watching my shows, Jason and Tammy. This is it, my Shenanigans show. Yes, I'm wearing an MTV remote control. It was one of my favorite game shows back in the day. What's going on? What's up? So, yeah, I'm trying to get everything up. It just, like I say, it's amazing. God is good. I could not emphasize that enough. God has been good. And, it's well worth having the day off. Well worth it. Let me tell you. And despite my voice being affected by allergies, let me explain to you something. I am just, like I said, I've been mind blown. Every single day, mind blown. And then going on with chilling with Jordy, get to talk about this experience, but didn't want to go too much, so I figured I'd save it for the video. And let me tell you something, folks. I was really, it's like having a final gift from the departed is to see and reconnect with old friends again. The Costas, the Brums, everybody that were there. It's like, at the church. Mind blown. Hello. Praise the Lord. You know what I mean? It just puts a smile on my face to have that, and just, I'm very, very blessed, I know this was supposed to be a time of mourning and sadness, but it's celebration of a life, and just to see some old friends, it just perked up my day. It just perked my spirits up. It got me in a great mood, very relaxed, very chill, So I can say this. Rest in peace and thank you, Reverend Beverly Rezendes. You will be missed here on earth, but we will see you again. Let me tell you. And to everyone that I ran into at the church today, it was great seeing all of you again. And that's some of the members of our church currently. See you tomorrow, but to all of you out there I have not seen in years, it's great seeing you, catching up with you, telling you what's been going on with me, and it's just, I love you guys. I just love you guys. It's just amazing. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, boom. I don't know what to say, man. This is totally awesome. You know? Well, now, but the only thing is now, the tough part is, getting prepared for the holidays. And I know this will be our church's first Thanksgiving without Reverend Beverly Rezendes, first Christmas coming up. But it's like having an empty chair at the table, Because we usually do, especially in Christmas time, we usually do a Christmas party, like after church, upstairs and all that every year. But, this year wouldn't have an empty seat, but not in here. In here, in our hearts, she'll always be with us. Rev Bev. I just can't imagine. I can only imagine what's going on, what Rev Bev is doing up in heaven. Or I was like, she wants questions and all that. And I can imagine that Rev Bev is looking for everybody that used to go to our church that has passed on. Probably looking for them. And probably looking for Carmen, Have a Carmen concert. Let's go. I'm just saying, it's just amazing to see. Like I said, a lot of old friends, and I can't stop smiling. It excited me to run into these old friends, even though it's for a minute or two, and all that brief time. I'm gonna let you folks know I'm still here. I'm feeling very blessed. I just mind blown today. So, that's it. That's all I got. I love you guys, seriously. And so that's it for our show, for our episode of the show. Episode 1818. Episode 14 of Shenanigans, Statements of the Statesman. And next up will be AEW Collision, one of my dream matches in the women's division, happening. Mina Shirakawa versus Harley Cameron. And my original plan was to go see Red One in theaters. That's coming out. I'll probably go, hopefully I'm going to try to save some money so I can try to sometimes see it this week, but I'm running low on food. And I know I'm getting paid this coming Friday, which the physical copy of the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is coming out. So I'm hoping to get that, even though I pre-order it. Hopefully it comes in, and that way, now I want to enjoy seeing Red One in theaters and all that good stuff, and we will go from there. So God's blessings to you all. So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your night. Like I said, tomorrow, if you wish, go on the David 3000 network on YouTube and go in the live chat, because I will be live reacting to the Patriots-Rams game. A rematch of Super Bowl. Let's see. When's the last time? Let's see. Give me a second here. New England Patriots versus, Rams and Patriots. So it's going to be in. All right. All right. Rams and Patriots. And we see Rams and Patriots. You got Rams and Patriots tomorrow. We got the Dolphins, the Colts. We got a bye on the 8th. So the Cardinals on the 15th. The Bills before Christmas, the 22nd and the 29th. And then you got January 5th will be the last game for the let's see what we got here. So let's see. This will be Super Bowl. Yeah, the 2019 Super Bowl number 53. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 53, which which the Patriots beat them 19-3. That was a score. So hopefully, Patriots keep up the defense. I know they released Tyquan Thornton, and that's too bad because he was one of the fastest players, but didn't do much for the Patriots, unfortunately. So that's another thing too. Hopefully, Christian Barmore is coming back, so hopefully he'll help out with the defense more, and everything else in between. So, again, to all my old friends at the church this morning, it was wonderful seeing you all again. Hope God has blessed you. Hope we see each other again in better situations. I know, instead of funerals and memorial services, I get it and understand, and I understand perfectly. So, I'll see you guys later. Next episode, like I said, next week, hopefully I will get the Shenanigan Arcade up and running, hopefully by Thanksgiving or something like that, okay? So until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.